Hey, good afternoon there, sweet peas. Basic Prepper Mom Myra here. So I'm going to do this video and I may put it on my Tube of the Uber channel that I have. If not, I might just put it on my EDC Prepared Homestead Facebook page, depending on the content. I have to be careful about putting it on that Tuber of the U over there. They're very particular about what they want you to talk about and what they want you to say. So depending on how this conversation goes, I may just keep it on my Facebook page or I may kind of put it over there as well. So we'll see how things go. For those of you that are just on my Uber of the Tuber, I do have a Facebook page. It is called EDC Prepper Homestead. That's the actual Facebook page. Unfortunately, my account got hacked. It was EDC Prepared Homestead, but that account was hacked. Do not go to that account. It's EDC Prepper Homestead. It has a tree with red leaves on it. The other one has a sunflower picture. Stay away from that one. That is under the hacker's control. So I've tried to report it and it's still up. So it is what it is. But EDC Prepper Homestead is my Facebook page if you want to join me there. Otherwise, you can go to Basic Prepper Mom Myra on the Tuber of the U and catch me over there as well. I haven't really branched out to other avenues of social media, so that's what we're gonna keep my life a little bit more simple right now. Specifically because I recently got hacked and all of my accounts got taken. So anyhow, first and foremost, I want to send out my heartfelt condolences and empathy and sympathy for the people over in Maui. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm shocked and just blown away by everything that's going on, but specifically the fact that if you can't see what is truly going on, and if you honestly believe that this is some sort of natural disaster or, oh, the power lines failed, which ironically has been pretty much the cause of most wildfires. I know here in the great state of California, pretty much our wildfires, most of them have been claimed that they've been started by faulty power lines. So I don't believe any of it, and I think the people in Maui are believing that as well. I've been watching video of that people have posted like during all of this that's going on, as well as after, and having conversations and listening to people. It's devastating. Doesn't matter. It's just devastating. But I'm going to tell you my theory. So this might not make it to the Uber of the Tube because of this, but I'm going to tell you why. So I believe, my opinion, this is my opinion. Wait, let me put my little tinfoil hat back on because, you know, I like to do that a lot. This is just my opinion. I think that there has been purposeful brainwashing of conditioning that has been going on for many, many years. Specifically, in my opinion, about the last 4 years, okay? 4 to 5 years. There has been this conditioning by the powers that be. That's what we're just going to say. We're not going to say anything else. We're just going to say the powers that be, whoever they are, to really condition us to what they want us to know, to what they want us to hear, to what they want us to believe. So if you tell somebody something long enough, eventually they're going to believe it, right? If you condition them, or you start throwing a whole bunch of stuff at them, just a whole bunch of shocking things that are going on, a whole bunch of crazy stuff that's going on, we're just going to throw everything at the American people and see what sticks and what doesn't. Well, eventually you get tired of hearing it, you get tired of listening, you get tired of believing it, or you go, you know what, you're right, because you've been told or you've heard it so many times, you just kind of put it in the back of your mind and go, whatever you say is fine, because I'm so tired of just dealing with it and hearing, whatever you say is fine. You just tell me what to do. You tell me what to believe, and I'm just going to do it because I do not have the energy. It's almost like that wearing down thing when you wear somebody down, right? So that's what I believe has been happening, is that we have been conditioned for so many years on certain things, certain key phrases and words and events that take place, that when you bombard people so much, eventually they're going to go, you know what, it is what it is. You can't help it anymore. It is what it is, and just move on to the next thing. And I think that that's where we're at. I think that the powers that be have shocked and awed us so much and have bombarded us so much that now they can perform things. They can say things that are completely out in front and very blatant about their actions and their words. And we are just going to go, oh, you know what? That's not really what they mean. That's not what it's fine. It's fine. It's just fine. You do what you got to do. We'll just do us. And I think that they are now so bold, that they've been empowered for so long, that they now can be very blatant and very out in the open about, hey, this is what we're going to do. And the American people are just going to go, oh, it's fine. Yeah, I know you say that, but we know that it's fine. I think that's what's going on. They have the governor of Hawaii. If you listen to him in his press conference, it literally made me sick. And then one of the representatives from Hawaii, pretty much the same thing. Like, they're blatantly telling you what the situation is. They are saying, this is what happened, this is what's going to happen, and this is what's coming down the line. But people don't want to hear that. People don't want to listen to it, because then, oh, good Lord, the conspiracy theorist would be right, wouldn't we? Everything that we've been talking about and saying, we would be right, and we cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow those conspiracy theorists to be right at all, because that would just be crazy. What would it mean for this world if that were correct? Well, I hate to tell you this, but that's kind of what we're looking at here. A lot, not all. And there are conspiracy theorists, believe me, that I think are a little bit loony in the head and kind of go far and above. I get that. But there's a lot of people that are kind of starting to wake up and go, you know what? I remember hearing about this like 2 or 3 years ago. Somebody I was talking to told me this like 2 or 3 years ago. Huh. That's interesting. I'm hoping that people are starting to wake up. I really am. The fact that Biden, or as one of my favorite YouTuber people says, the thief in chief, he's going to give the people of Maui $700 each to help them out. Oh my God. Thank you so much. However, we can send literally billions of dollars and billions of dollars worth of equipment over to other countries and support them. But the people of Maui are going to get $700? Y'all, I don't even have any words. Like, I don't even have any words. The fact that this whole Trump thing, he's, being indicted and I don't know, 14 billion charges by now, and he's going to be serving 1,000 years in jail, or I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there because it's literally gotten so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Biden said himself that he will do whatever is in his power to make sure that Trump does not get to be president again. Well, Joe, hats off to you, buddy. You're doing it. You're doing it. Yes, you are. He's doing it. He is. I don't believe any of this. Now, I'm gonna also preface by saying I am not the biggest Trump fan. Okay? I'm not the biggest Trump fan. Do I believe that he'd be a better president than pretty much anybody else right now? Yeah, I do. Do I believe that he did a lot of great things when he was a president? Yeah. Do I think that he screwed up some things and said a whole lot of things that he shouldn't have? Absolutely. Do I still think that he says a lot of things that he shouldn't do? Absolutely. Do I think that he is an arrogant ass? 100%. 100%. Yes, I do. But do I think that he truly cares about the American people and about America? Yes, I do. Whether you want to believe that or not, that's up to you. But as a businessman, you bet your butt, I try to keep this very PG rated, that he cares about making America first because he's a businessman and most of his business is here in the United States. So he is protecting his money and his stakeholders by bringing companies and by bringing business back to the United States. And people are faulting him for that. Well, he's just looking out for his own business. Hey, newsflash, hello, newsflash, guess what? By doing that, sure, he can do whatever he wants for his company, but guess what? He's also supporting us. He's also supporting the United States. He's also supporting the workers here. He's also supporting the manufacturers here. Sorry, get a little ahead of myself. This is all just a smokescreen. There are so many theories about the fires over in Maui that I can't even keep up on all the theories that are over there. But I do know this. Doesn't matter. I do know this. I think that there is something very, very dark happening. I think there's something very, very dark that is coming our way. And I think that it will affect not just the people of Maui, not just Maui, but it will affect everyone in the United States. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what side you're on. Doesn't matter who you vote for. Doesn't matter. Because there is something way darker that's going on. And there's something way bigger that's coming down the road. So how does this affect us right now, right here? How does that affect us? Well, it does. It affects us in a lot of different ways. It affects us because our economy is going to suffer, which means our food prices are going to go up. Our utilities, our gas, everything is going to go up. When our economy is affected, when we're affected personally on a daily basis, that will snowball into a recession, depression, whatever it is. And whatever that situation, we have to be prepared for it. There is nothing that we can do to stop what's coming down the line. I'm just going to tell you right now, there's nothing that we can do to stop what's coming down the line. Sorry, let me see if I can get there we go. There's nothing that we can do. The only thing that we can do is try to prepare ourselves and our family for what's coming down the line. Now, if nothing happens, if we just are preparing and we're stocking up, we're storing up, we're doing what we need to do, and nothing happens, we're still okay. Because even if nothing happens, we have stuff that we can use. Nothing is going to go to waste. There is absolutely nothing that you can do in being prepared, in stocking and storing that will be a waste. There is nothing that you will not be able to use. If nothing happens, hey, you acquired some skills. If you are a part of a community that's starting to work together, that's really closely, which is what I really would like, is this community to be a very close-knit, like-minded meaning we know something's coming down the road, we're going to prepare for it. Not like-minded like you believe in this politician and I believe in this one, or whatever the situation. Like-minded like we know something's coming down the line and we're going to work together to help prepare and protect our families. Okay? Then we've made those connections. If nothing happens, we've stocked, we prepared, we made those connections. We have a really good tight-knit group. We have people that we can count on. I mean, there's not a downside to being prepared at this point. There's not a downside. Now, I have a lot of people ask me, well, you're obviously a Republican because you support Trump. I don't think I am. I don't like the two-party system. There's a lot of people that don't like the two-party system, and I don't believe in it. I think it divides us as a country even more. I think that it immediately labels you and who you are, and therefore people treat you differently. So if I'm walking down the street and I meet somebody and we hit it off and everything's great and we're having a good old time, we're talking and, oh my gosh, yeah, we've got so much in common. Oh, wait, what are you? Well, oh, you're a Democrat? Well, I'm a Republican. Immediately, there's that tension. Oh, all right, I'm out. So I don't like the two-party system. I don't like Republican. I don't like Democrat. I think that I have conservative views, but I just don't like the two-party system. I don't believe in it. I think, like I said, I think it divides us even more based on your party, and that's not conducive to building those communities. It's not conducive to making sure that you have those strong connections. So do I support Trump currently? Better than anyone else. Do I think he's perfect? Oh, heck no. Do I think he's the end all be all? No, I don't think anybody is. Nobody is coming to save you. You know that phrase, nobody is coming to save you. Absolutely not. So we have to be prepared, and as prepared as we possibly can. Now, that does not mean that we're going to be doing everything ourselves. That's why we reach out to build this community up, because we are all not experts on everything. We can be experts on a lot of things. We can be, well, I don't like the word experts either, but you should know that by now. But we can have a lot of knowledge about certain things. We're not going to have a lot of knowledge about everything. And I honestly, I don't want to have knowledge about everything, because if I feel like you're spreading yourself too thin. If you are trying to be knowledgeable on every single thing that you are trying to be prepared for, that just kind of spreads you really thin. If you are just knowledgeable on survival skills in stocking and preparing, that's what you need to do. If, like me, I can't grow, I can't garden, so I'm going to find somebody who can garden. But I can raise and process out animals. No problem. I'm going to find somebody who doesn't have that skill. Do you have gardening? Great, then I can do that. That's what building those communities is. Taking care of each other when things go bad. I do think that things are going to go bad. I think that, and a lot of people are talking, I'm just going to put it out there, a lot of people are talking about a civil war, second civil war, and it's going to be a whole lot different than, they're saying the first civil war was not really a civil war. I mean, it was a civil war, but not like the civil war that we are going to see. And a lot of people are are alluding to the fact that a second civil war may be around election time, because there's so much turmoil around every candidate there is, their campaigns, the Trump indictments, somebody's saying this, somebody's not saying this, who's running who's throwing their hat in the ring, who's not, it's kind of all up in the air right now. So I have heard through the grapevine, just kind of, the whispering on the wind, that people are alluding to a possible second civil war around election time. I don't know if it'll be a full-blown civil war thing. I believe that there's going to be a lot of tension, a lot of stuff that's going to happen during election time. And that might be the turning point for, this is what we need. We need our stocks, we need our preps, and this is kind of go time. So I'm suggesting right now, because food prices are continually going up. Every time I go to the store, even if I don't get certain items, certain basic items, I keep my eye on as far as price. And I'm like, okay, so I know this time 6 months ago, it was this price. Okay, now it's up to this price. Okay, that's gone up 10%. That's gone up 20%. A couple of things have gone up like 30% in the last 6 months. So I'm really keeping an eye on prices. We know prices are going to continue to go up. We know that things are going to start getting a little bit more scarce to get a hold of. So I would say before election day, now is the time to really get everything kind of dialed down. Get your stocks and your stores dialed down. Food preservation is huge. If you have a garden, if you have animals, start working on your food preservation. That's going to be the biggest thing, because I do know a lot of people grow their own stuff. So you need to figure out how to grow that stuff and preserve food, because right now stocking and storing is great, but self-sustainability is what's going to be key. And everyone needs to keep an eye on that, or not an eye on that. Everyone needs to have skill in that and being self-sustainable. Because if there's a time that you can't go replenish at the store, you can't go pick up at the store, you have to have a way to replenish your stock without having to go to the store and do it. So self-sustainability and self-reliance is going to be the key phrases here. That's what we work toward. That's what we should be working toward, is self-sustainability and self-reliant. Not just stocking and storing, but self-sustainability and self-reliant. And I'm having a really difficult time, especially with gardening stuff, because I grew green beans, and my green bean plant is huge and looks amazing and it's beautiful. And I've got like 3 green beans off of it. So and I have no squash, no zucchini this year, which is super weird because I usually have quite a bit. And I know a lot of some people are doing okay with their garden, but there are others that are having a difficult time. And I'm going to be honest with you and say, I think it's a pollination issue. I've got a lot of sunflower seeds. And I grow the sunflower seeds for a few different reasons. They are pretty much volunteers. So whenever we throw out like chicken feed or stuff like that, or clean out the animal pens, we kind of put them in a big pile, and that's where the volunteer sunflower seeds come from, or sunflowers. So I usually grow, not on purpose, but probably anywhere from 20 to 50 sunflowers. Now, I like to grow them because it will draw in bees. Bees will be all over them. This year, I only had probably about 11 or 12 sunflowers that came up, which was odd, but I did move my area, so that was probably part of it. And even with those big sunflowers, and there's quite a few of them on there, on the stalks, I hardly saw any bees. Very rarely did I see bees out there, which is super weird because in years past, they would be covered with them. So I do think that there is a pollination issue. I do think that we're having a bee issue. And I know that other people were having a pollination issue as well and having to self-pollinate their stuff. I tried that with mine and it did not work. So either I didn't do something correctly or I did it too late. Which I think was the case, to be quite honest. I just waited too long to try to self-pollinate. But those are the things that are going to really cause harm to us, is if we cannot grow our own food, if we don't have the ability, if we just can't be self-sustaining and self-reliant, that's going to be the main issues. So everyone needs to stock up and store up. Those are kind of the current events that I wanted to talk about and kind of let you know what the rumblings are out there. And to say that if you think that any of this that's going on is natural disaster or freak of nature or climate change or whatever the situation, you really need to look into things. You really need to open your mind to the possibility that that's not the case. There's something very dark going on in our world, in our society, and they now feel that they have conditioned us for so long that they can say whatever they want kind of out in the open and nobody's going to blink twice about it because, it's fine, just, and half the time people aren't paying attention to it anymore because we've heard it so long. Everybody just drone on, okay, fine, just whatever. So that's what I have to talk about today. I know this is a little bit long, but continue to do what you do. Let's continue to build our communities. Let's not be afraid of each other. Let's not be intimidated by each other. Let's not, whatever the situation, let's work together and really build these communities and make sure that we are there for each other. Hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing day. And once again, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a great day and we will talk to you soon.